Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to episode 3 of Out of Kayfabe, ladies and gentlemen. Here with our special guest for episode 3, Mr. Shep Bandicoot. Everybody, clap your hands. Give a nice round of applause. We are Shep Bandicoot, ladies
Yeah.
and gentlemen. I see our outfits. We are Shep Bandicoot.
Thank you. It's nice to be. Yeah, I appreciated the detail there.
Yes, we are Shep Bandicoot. I didn't want to do the mohawk. You rock the mohawk really good.
It's a trade secret.
Yep. How much gel do you use?
Honestly, it doesn't take too much. You just got to cut a hole in the top, and then there you go.
You gotta cut it, ladies and gentlemen. You gotta cut a hole in the top of your black hat, and you gotta put your mohawk through there. Make sure you keep notes for that if you want to go a Shep Bandicoot for Halloween. But ladies and gentlemen, not without further ado, we are gonna get this show started because we have a lot to do today. Because you got MLPW today too, and all that's it. Blah blah blah. All right. So we usually always start with like a basic question. We all start with a basic question. We started with the last two ones, but Mr. Shep Bandicoot,
hmm
how did you get into the Rec Room Wrestling?
Yeah. So I was originally doing like rec room boxing. I was kind of like dicking around in those places. Um, I found out about this place called FNL, and I was just like commentating in the crowd behind the commentators the whole time, just because I was recording videos. That's stuff that I would used to do for those videos. Um, Commentary, they heard me a little bit and they invited me to go and commentate the rest of that event for them. And then I worked a couple there, and that was pretty much all I did commentary wise up to a point. It was just like, fast forward a couple months later, Impact happened. I was in the crowd again, commentating from the crowd. Uh, Taxi, Banana Bread, and Shay, I would say Shay Eddie K. Um, it was that whole group of people from the old Impact days, and they found me in the crowd again, and it was the same story. I just got invited up, and yeah, rest is history from there.
The rest of history. So, Shep Bandicoot. So you mostly did commentary through your whole Rec Room Wrestling.
I think I've been doing the reviews a lot longer now than I've been commentator. I was a commentator for about a year or so, um, and now I was a reviewer for about 3. So I ended up
You
doing that a lot longer.
and you officially announced that you're retiring from the complete reviewing.
Yes, I am done with all that now. I gotta I gotta move on in my life.
Grunkle has to move to the retirement home now, ladies and gentlemen. He needs assistant living.
You good over there?
Oh yeah. Yeah. I'm chilling. I'm chilling.
Sounded like you were getting into a fight with like a dog or something next to me.
What?
Deuce came and jumped him.
I just heard like heavy breathing next to him, like somebody was like trying to take the mic away from him.
So he's like leaning into his mic.
For my fans on, it's like I don't know why. It's always hot in my room for some reason.
So he's standing on top of his bed right now. The ceiling
Bro's
fan's just
bro's
right
on
next to
top
the
of his
Like
mic.
bed. He's got the fan blowing around him.
I don't know why it's so loud, bro.
All right. So we went ahead. We already did that question, right? We started. Jeff Bandicoot started Rec Room Boxing. A lot of people started in Rec Room Boxing, and then went to commentating, likes of many matches, and then he went to reviewing.
Yeah,
Uh,
pretty much.
all right. Let's see. Yeah, a lot of these questions that we have, uh, is like a lot of them are like about the reviewing. Here's one. Would you ever return to reviewing for any story?
No, I would not return to reviewing, or just I think that question was like about stories in general too. No, I think I'm completely. There's 3 obligations that I'd come back for in Rec Room. This is one of them. Uh, there's something for WrestleCon that I was gonna do if that even fucking happens. Um, and then there's one other obligation that I'm not gonna say, but I highly doubt it's even gonna happen. But if those are the only 3 things I would come back for. Um, but yeah, I'm pretty much done now. I was like,
Good.
take a
Going
quiet
on with
exit,
life.
let everything else move on.
Going on
Yeah.
with life. Uh, See, this is a question. This one is: can you tell us some Impact Wrestling stories, Mr. Grunkle Shep?
Ooh, that's a good one actually. Okay, let me think about some real quick. So there was a lot of like infighting going on in Impact specifically around that time. Um, this is like I want to say like summer. The summer was the worst of it because there was like Impact shutting down, then it came back. Um, the whole infighting started within like Banana Bread, aka Plasma, um, and Taxi. God damn it, Taxi. um, those two, Mr. Know It All, and then Shay IDK, um, aka Jetstream for those new people. Um, there's this whole group. They were running the creative behind Impact this whole time, and it was bad because the only three people on that four people who watched wrestling were Banana, Shay, and Mr. Know It All. But like Taxi had all the power in this company, so he had the final say on everything. And Taxi didn't watch anything, so uh, that's the problem. Is that he always wanted things to go his way, and that created a lot of like problems just on camera, outside of camera. Like people were getting fucking pissed. I had to mediate a couple times. Um, I remember there was one time I was actually in college and I was just sitting at a desk doing work, and I get blown up on Discord with messages about Impact. And I was just like, I'm not dealing with this shit. And I messaged Taxi directly. I'm like, hey, you gotta like control the situation so I don't get fucking buzzed anymore. um, and I basically told he was like, everybody doesn't want to listen to me. They don't want to do what I want to do. And I basically told him like that's how things work. This is you got to communicate a little bit more with everybody. Like it's not just do what you want to do. There's going to be pushback on that. And he obviously didn't take that to heart because Impact shut down a couple of months later. But um,
Yeah.
yeah, like there was always moments like that. TJF he made his debut in Impact. Um, so my first TJF match I got to see was like I was on commentary for it. He faced the big bearded bully. Um, got a GJF was actually a pretty good light in that ending of Impact too. So I guess there's that. The one of the only 0.5 star matches happened at Impact back then.
Point
Uh,
five.
yeah. So with the 0.5s, I give pity to you guys because at least you guys give a shit. Like you guys try, right? So even if the match completely sucks ass, I would have given you like a 0.25 for each wrestler involved, just as pity. Um, this match had it was Taxi as like a supernatural character, and then some developmental guy, and it was 15 minutes of some of the worst wrestling ever.
Funny thing enough, if you want to talk about that one, that's literally the next question is worst match you've ever seen and what went wrong.
Yeah, so there was a couple. DPCW Zero had a good like a couple of them too. Um, yeah, no, that Impact one's probably the worst I've seen.
What all
It
happened?
wouldn't be my worst rated. It had the TJF and Glitch match actually finished at the recent Impact or at the recent TNA show. That probably would have gotten the worst rating possible, and I'll talk about that in a second. But um, yeah, so that Impact match sucked ass. I was on commentary for it. They kept running to the outside on the ramp and brawling. I'm pretty sure they attacked a referee at one point. Like they were breaking rules. They just weren't getting the crowd involved. Taxi was on controller too. So it was a controller Taxi versus a VR rookie. And then yeah, I'm pretty sure Taxi so like he also booked matches in Impact using a wheel. Like he would spin a wheel and whoever won the match would win the match there. He would spin the wheel like no story, you spin the wheel and that's the winner. That's Impact for you. um, so no, that was terrible. I remember sitting through that and I was like, this might be one of the worst matches I've ever seen. And yeah, it got a rating to reflect that. I gave them pity because at least they tried. But god damn it,
Point
that was
five
awful.
star is crazy.
But with that TJF and glitch match, the reason why I was going so hard on it is because they kept breaking every fundamental rule of the glitch style rules match.
Did they actually?
So so like I laid out the rules in the review there too. I was like, okay, so glitch style rules, you have to go with you have to follow these specific rules. I even asked Z-Man, I was like, is this the same rules as RWP's glitch style rules? And he goes, yes. And I was like, okay, great. So there's your guidelines right there. I laid it out, and they broke the rules like maybe 7-ish times. And these are like blatant breaking the rules. Like if you go out of the ring, that's a disqualification. Jumping off the top rope is a disqualification. You can't use the ropes to dive off of the top, like off the ropes, etc. But you kept breaking the rules over and over and over again. That's blatant. And I know that they had no idea what the rules were. Not even commentary knew what the rules were.
I'm
So
trying to
that
find the rules.
so they kind of got lucky with the whole lag out situation, because if they didn't and we had a winner, they would have gotten a 0 for that. That's the only exception I have to not giving pity, is if you blatantly break the rules over and over and over and over again. You know?
Yeah. Just to let you guys know, so the glitch style rules is weekly shows. So glitch style rules, it was whenever Glitch defended the United States Championship, which I think Glitch did a really good job at trying to bring technical wrestling into into companies, which not a lot of people do. But the rules were basically that on a weekly show there was 12 it was 12 minutes, but pay-per-views were 15 minutes. You could
Mhm.
not leave the ring, go onto the top ropes, or go onto the apron, which would end in disqualifications, and each person had 2 rope breaks.
Yep.
That was glitch
And
style.
they proceeded to go out of the ring multiple times, go on the apron multiple times. They didn't go off the top rope, I believe, but they did everything else. And they also forgot how many rope breaks they were supposed to have. At least commentary did. They remembered how much they did. Thankfully, they didn't break that rule, but they kept breaking the go outside the ring and the apron rule like several times. And normally, like if there's a blatant breaking of the rules like that, which is DQ, I would have given this like I'd take a star off for that. So you can imagine, have they doing it over and over and over again, they ended up losing a star, 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 star as they kept going.
So yeah, this is a really good one. We're gonna do one. We can do one more like review question, and then we can do these 2 other
Sure.
things. Out of all of your ratings, right? Because you've given
Mhm.
5 stars. What are some people who you are surprised that have never gotten a 5-star in their career?
Ooh, yeah, there's several actually. So the 2 I always think about is Mr. Know It All and Jetstream, because those are 2 that I've seen their careers from the beginning, and I was like, man, I really want you guys to get a 5-star. Like, if there was ever people I was cheering for to get one, it would have been those 2. Um, Obviously, with the ending of the mob story with the Dustin match, I wanted Dustin to get one. I was really rooting for him there. That's just not how things played out, but that would have been one. I think TJF I was pretty shocked by, because especially near the beginning, I was like, this guy will likely get one near the end. And he got close several times. Um, so I'm kind of surprised that he ended up like not getting one. And that became like another feud thing.
Shep Bandicoot
Who
versus
else?
TJF. Winner gets a 5-star.
Oh, Plasma. I was shocked that Plasma didn't get one either. So yes, he had a lot of good work. For a lot of time it was Shay Cross, and then he and Vacation Guy had that barn burner. And like, or what did I say? Yeah, him and Shay Cross and Vacation Guy had a barn burner. And that shit, like that was a really good match. Um, I think those are the only people that come off the top of my head, though. I could probably think of you more, like maybe Goji. I'd be kind of shocked by. But he never really got close for the most part. He was always like kind of borderline getting there. Um, no, I think that's probably it.
Yeah. All right. So yeah, as I said, all those people you really wish I think agreeing with you, TJF. I really think he should have gotten one. He's really good. I like seeing his matches. Dustin,
No,
yeah,
he does good things.
Dustin. I
Yeah,
think I think Dustin has a 5-star in his future.
you hear that?
Yep. You know,
Please.
now you're halfway done with my career. I got a lot more left,
I'm
so could happen.
I think Karma could have gotten one. I think Karma
Oh, I
Yeah,
really wanted
he did get close.
me and
Karma's
Karma
really good.
should have gotten reviewed because I feel like that would have at least been a 4.75. But someone still to this day has not uploaded the video.
Who recorded it?
Storm. So Storm, you'll be getting a message from me after this.
Yep, yep.
I need to see that
All
message.
right, yeah. So we're gonna go on a really like slight of controversial topic because not everybody was on board with the idea of the mob. Nobody. A lot of that was a lot of different reviews.
Mhm.
But this is a really good question. I really like this one. How was it when you ran the mob, and what went into getting people on board with the idea of it?
Okay, so this one's got like two parts to it. I would say how running the mob, the first half of that, man, that was fucking chaotic. um, there was a lot of bullshit that happened throughout the storytelling in WWN, especially near the end of that run. Um, all three of us were a part of it. It's like you guys can agree, right? Like we all wanted to be done with this story at some point.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Maybe not Will, because you kind of just joined near the end
I
of
kind
the
of I kind of
WWN,
joined
but
in near the end, which I'm gonna say this. I want to thank you. I want to thank you, Shep, because that's kind of really boosted my career. It brought me into like more of a picture of like an actual person in companies. But yeah, and there was a lot. It was chaotic, even in the whole chats.
like Dustin could probably tell you from the beginning, like, and it wasn't always bad too. Like we started out really well,
Oh yeah.
and then our communication just like between I want to say it's mainly just between like myself, Rocker, and Z Man kind of snowballed into everything else. Because I was always the guy in the middle, like, and a lot of the times the final say either came down to myself or Z Man when it came to a story. Because Z Man was the company owner, so I said like any if he doesn't want to do something, like there's not much you can do about that. Um, and then it was like if I didn't want to do something or like it didn't really make sense, like I'm going to tell you why. Um, but we had a lot of this clashing near the end, and especially I know you guys mentioned in your last one about the Alex Frost Underground Legend situation, like all what went down with that match. Um, in that match, like hearing his story, like it made complete sense as to why the Underground Legends were pissed at us because
Yeah.
they were told something completely different than what I was told. Um, to give you guys some clarification here, we worked on the story for the Underground Legends and Mob about 2 months ahead of time or so. I want to maybe like a month and a half ish. Um, but we were like, okay, so who do we feud with next? And the debut of The Godfather was going to come up soon, and I was confirming dates for when I could show up. So we planned a lot around that idea. And once I had a confirmed date, which happened to be August 3rd, it was like, okay, great. So I'm confirmed for this date. I'm likely gonna like we're gonna have to do it here because I'm confirmed. Like I'm good for it because my schedule was very hectic working around that. Um, so we had that confirmed by like mid June because I posted like a promo video for it very early on. If you guys remember, um, it was that first. It was like one of the first hype videos leading into that story with the Underground Legends. Um, so the plan was always to have the Godfather debut on the third, because that's what we confirmed like with my schedule. Um, then find out about 3 to 2 weeks beforehand that Power's going to turn heel. Okay, So how is that going to happen? And then we're told, okay, yeah, so the Godfather debut is not happening anymore at the store. It's like, oh, okay. Well, that's probably something we should have known before I confirmed the date, right? Um, because again, like I wasn't certain to have times that I was going to be available. So like once I knew, I tried to lock it in and make sure we were good to go. Um, so that completely threw everything off because the Underground Legends were then told that, oh yeah, Power's going to turn heel and that's the only thing that's happening. That's the communication that they got. What we got was that I was going to debut after the match, um, and that was going to take place. And it's like, oh shit. Well, now there's two things that need to happen. Both of them are very important to each of their individual stories, and we can't let one of them not be more important than the other. So that for like a week and a half caused a shit ton of fighting. Um, and the decision ended up becoming, okay, so let's do the Underground Legends during the match, and let's give them the time that they need to tell that story. So Power's going to turn, and we're going to milk that. We're basically going to have commentary, let that sink in for like 5-ish minutes at the end. Like, let that whole thing happen. And then post match is when we're going to deal with that other stuff with the mob. That way, the Power stuff in the zero angle can have its own time, and then the mob stuff could. Um, that was the best solution that we can come up with because Z-Man was very adamant Power was turning in this match, and I obviously couldn't change my dates, so we were kind of booked into a corner on that. I hope that kind of clears things up a little bit with that, but I completely understood why they were pissed off at us after that. Because now, like hearing that back, I'm like, okay, that would make a lot of sense. Again, that was the main problem with the whole mob communication in WWE. It was like things just kind of broke down, miscommunication between Z-Man, myself, Rocker, uh, and that always seemed to be the case. Like things were changing last minute. Um, and again, like the thing I would always wonder with that was like, okay, if you're going to pitch something new, let's make it make sense. If it doesn't make sense, then we're not going to do it. If I can't give you a valid reason as to why this thing is happening, we're not doing that. So that's what it all usually came down to in WWE. RWP, on the other hand, that was really fun. Like I really liked the creative process behind RWP. That gave us a lot of time. Like we had collaborating efforts from like everybody at this point. Like you and Saki threw out ideas. Like they threw out the idea for the whole Forbidden Door angle.
I I was gonna say them real quick. The whole Forbidden Door angle was never supposed to happen.
It was never a part of the original plan.
I threw that complete idea. I pulled that out of my ass. I said as a joke because it was me, Matt, and Saki. No, it was me and Saki. Cameraman, wake up. Cameraman's asleep. Okay, they can still hear me though. So it was me and Saki, and I think Matt was there. I don't know. We were playing. I think we were playing Dead by Daylight or Minecraft. I can't remember. And I came up with the idea to say, "Hey, Neutron, you join the mob, and we go and commit habit." And boom, Saki was like, "Yo, that would actually be crazy." So we came up with the idea. We all discussed what the idea was because Danny in the whole storyline. Danny had the favor from the Godfather that he was going to cash in at Forbidden Door, and so the idea was that we were going to do the favor for Danny, but then we were going to turn on Danny, and we sided with Neutron. So the original full plan was that RWP was going to win the complete was going to win Forbidden Door. They were going to win the Forbidden Door belt, which was a last minute decision. Cameraman sleeping, Dustin.
I don't know if Dustin's here either.
He is.
There he is.
He's back. So the whole idea was that we were going to have RWP win the entire thing. They were going to win the RWP. They were going to win the Forbidden Door belt, which the Forbidden Door belt was a last minute idea for both companies because what it was, I believe it was 50% of each company was on the line.
Yeah, so the main part of the Forbidden Door, because like obviously Saki and Will, they ended up pitching this idea to me, and I was like, okay, so how are we gonna go? Like, what's gonna happen next if we do this? Like, what's Saki's reasoning for being a part of the group? Like, why are we doing this? Because the original plan, obviously, Danny was gonna win because of the favor. The end. Like that was pretty
Yeah.
much what Forbidden Door was gonna be. Just another oh fuck you mob moment. Um, but what we were like, okay, so Saki's motivation, right? Why is he going to want help from the mob to begin with? That was because, like, the reason what we came up with was like, okay, so number one, he wants to win Forbidden Door.
Wants to
Um,
win Forbidden Door. Yeah.
that's a pretty basic reason right there.
That was really based on. The other reason was that he wanted more. So he wanted to have this power. Like he wanted. Oh, sorry. I didn't win that. I haven't win that yet. So
So he
Saki
wanted so he wanted
Saki,
power,
yeah,
but
he
like
wanted
also
power.
he was the catalyst to have everything else in the story take place. Like
Yes.
his motivation was to take down the mob in the process. He like
He
if you guys know any good mob stories, like just in general, Godfather, like even
Sopranos.
Bloodline. You can talk about even the Bloodline as like a type of story. Like
Yeah.
any of those groups, usually what happens is the downfall comes from within.
Mhm.
And Saki was going to be that person for us. Like he's going to infiltrate the group, he's going to get in our ranks, and then he's going to set the seeds for everything else to take place. So that was the
Yeah.
reasoning what we came up with, and that led into everything else at the end there.
I
Um,
just want to say I'm glad Saki was on board with the idea because Saki with his storytelling that he did a lot of his promos that he did during the downfall was that everybody in the mob was a puppet, which I
mhm,
absolutely love. If you go back to the Dustin and Kai video, Saki's voice in there of talking about you're all just puppets and that he's the only one that saw it was absolutely amazing. And I really appreciate that he was able to do that.
so yeah, to answer your guys' first question there, like the first half of the telling the mob story was good. Up until it wasn't. And then the second half, we ended up kind of like it revitalized that whole thing for us. Like we all felt like we really wanted to keep doing this at this point. So that changed our RDP really felt a lot. The other part of that question was like, how did I get people on board with this story to begin with? Um, Initially, I think I just pitched it out at random to Z-Man, and Z-Man actually came to me with this. He was like, "Hey, I really want to run your mob story in TNA," and I was like, "Okay, so let's figure that out then." Because he's like, "So who would you want in this group for this story?" I was like, "Okay, so the main people we need a veteran wrestler who can talk. We need a powerhouse wrestler, maybe who's somebody who's not really appreciated as much, and then we needed a rookie to go with this team." So uh, Kai Z-Man came up with the name Kai. He was like, Kai would be
Kai was the
perfect for it.
veteran. You could talk.
So
And he
we
had
pitched that to Kai. Kai was super on board with it at first. He was like, hell yeah, this sounds awesome. Let's do it. Let's run this. Um, JD didn't take a lot of convincing either. We pitched to JD. Originally, I wanted Ralph's in that spot, um, but Z-Man actually is the one who pitched it to be JD. And like I don't regret that. I think JD did a really good job in that
JD,
position.
he was really good. I liked when he did the masked man thing for a bit to then come in. It was
Yeah, because like the early stage of that story, I asked people to develop what you think your character should be in this. So Kai came up with a lot of his own ideas with his motivation with Vacation Guy. JD, he wanted to run this mass man character, so we wanted to incorporate that into the story. Um,
and
and
then
then Dustin,
then the rookie Dustin.
Dustin was pretty quiet, I would say, for
Oh yeah.
most of that build up there.
Yeah.
But like how it came down to Dustin was like Z-Man strategically he invited me to like LFG because we were going to find our rookie in LFG at that point. So he was like, if you want to find it, let's go and let's do like a promo section for it. I was like, great. So we went in. It came down to you and then a guy named Tree, I think, right?
Oh,
That was
His
the
name
other
is
guy you
Tree
were
Man.
using?
Tree Man,
Ooh.
who would then get
Tree Man.
blacklisted.
I got a rant about this real quick. Hold up. I know it's your little
Oh, you're all good.
episode, but I got a rant about this, man.
You're
How
all good.
how was it a tie, bro? Okay, so first I cooked him in the promo. Absolutely abysmal promo from this guy. He talked about a ladder for 5 minutes, talking about climbing a ladder.
Did he actually?
I mean, yeah, all I really had to say was I'm gonna toss the ladder over. That's all I had to say. I cooked him. And then the match. I hit F5 on him. I said, that's the finish. 1, 2, kick out.
Yeah, I remember that. And
Then he hits one moonsault. Everybody starts freaking out. And then it's a tie.
okay, so I'll tell you why it came down to you two. It was number one because you two had the balls to actually cut a promo off rip together, so that was already like it was between you and him just off that. I knew right away you were the guy after your promo, and like I had your promo like because I thought in ring wise we can like we have Kai here to teach you. We have other people who can help you in ring. But you had something that was different compared to Tree Man at the time, which is like you had that natural charisma. Um, so that's the thing that put me ahead. And I went to Z-Man. I was like, okay, Dustin's our guy, and he said I agree with you, and that's the reason why you got in at that point. Um, and then Dustin, for the most part, like yeah, you didn't really give a shit. You were like, all right, let's do it.
Like, the thing is, I like, honestly, I like how it went down. I didn't speak too much. So when I started speaking up to the other members in the group, it really mattered.
hmm And then with Dustin too. So people don't know a lot about what happened with Ground Zero. Um, Dustin at the time he let us know that he was going to be stepping away for a while
I wonder
to
why.
focus on IRL. He wanted to focus. He had IRL stuff that he needed to do, and he wasn't going to be able to do both at the same time. So that was a big hole for us there because number one, Dustin was the main guy at the end. Um, so that was like, oh shit. So what do we do now with that? But it was also like, okay, at the end of the day, your IRL shit's way more important than this. Go do what you need to do.
Yes,
Um,
please go do. Cameraman, wake up.
so
He's fine, bro. He's fine.
for that,
He's good.
for that reason, that's how we ended up getting Will Blackwell.
Hello.
Because I originally wanted to keep it maybe going with just Kai and JD, but I think just like the overall group consensus was like we need a third person to help make this better. Um, and we had to figure out okay, so who would that third person be? Like who's not doing anything? Like why would they be here? Um, so the name we eventually decided on Will Blackwell. Um, and mainly it was because like okay so what's Will Blackwell's role within the group at that point? It's he is now my enforcer, my difference maker, the person who like if we send you out in a match, he's going to be the difference between who wins and who loses that match. um, that was the initial idea. um, and that kind of that pivoted. You weren't exactly my enforcer after that. Like you were at times but you never really like we didn't really build that much.
Yeah,
um,
during that time before all that, I had nothing. I was doing nothing. I usually just sat in the crowd. I was there for backup, and I think I only had in WWN. I only had one match under the mob, and it was on a house show, which which sadly enough was a squash match against Luke, which I wanna give props to Luke. Thank for wanting to be aboard on that one.
So like, and when we asked Will, like obviously you were down for it. You were like, I want to, like this sounds awesome. I want to do that. Like
I got
that's
added
pretty
to
much
the
how it
group
went most of the
chat. I got added to the group chat out of nowhere. I went to sleep and I woke up. I was going through my phone because I usually when I wake up I go through my phone to check on notifications and all that. And I see I'm added to this group chat and I'm looking and it's like Shep Bandicoot, Kai Master. It's like what the hell did I get added to? But no, I was like this is like gonna be a boost for me.
Yeah, so that's pretty much how we got people involved. Like Saki actually wasn't really much of a believer in the story either. He was on the side of like where most people are, where they're like, oh, this shit sucks, like they're just everywhere. Um, and then we brought him into the storytelling and we had a conversation about it, and he's like, you know what? I will admit when I'm wrong here. Because again, he was not on our side at all with how the mob had been presented. And then he got to see how the actual process was telling the stories, especially like in RWP, and he was like, "No, this is awesome." Like I, like that's how it ended up shifting. So, um, yeah, I think that's how pretty much we got everybody. Rocker kind of just joined with Kai.
Rocker pretty much just was there because of Kai was there. I don't. He really didn't have much of a role.
Yeah, that's a complaint I have about the story, how it finished.
That's
There's four things I think
yeah.
went wrong with the story, and that was one of them. Is like the move to RWP killed the Ace character because
Well, I
now
mean,
Rocker's character served almost no purpose other than to be the emotional support to Kai.
it was. I feel like with the whole thing, I think Rocker was mostly just like an emotional string to Kai, which then we took that and built that into Kai's character after we attacked him at the show, and then he just like completely vanished.
Right, but like in WWN, he was very useful in WWN. He was like in Kayfabe, he was our 50% owner in WWN. Like he was the guy who was helping the mob basically get ahead, and nobody knew about it. He was our ace in the hole.
I just want to say real quick. I think this whole sour taste in WWN for the mob was because of Rocker.
So no, I won't say that entirely. So I think the main problem that this story had, and I think that's the one thing I was able to reflect on over the last month, is like the main thing is that we did not really balance heal heat versus go away heat.
Yeah.
Like, and people will always say like they say like the mob is over pushed. I can make an argument for almost every story in this like Rec Room Wrestling for being over pushed. So I don't think that's necessarily what they meant. What I think they meant was um, we were getting heel heat, but we were also the team that people just didn't want to see anymore. They just wanted them to go
Yeah.
away.
We were getting
That's the
despised.
line we were trying to toe, and we did not toe that line properly.
We stepped.
Um,
I think
Overall.
stepped over that line a bunch.
Hmm. So Rocker was an
Specifically,
example there.
yeah.
Will, you
Specifically
ended up
that
pissing somebody off at some point.
I did, and I want to give that formal apology to the people I pissed off from that stuff because I say dumb shit. So
My what was it? My Wonderful Dog promo had a little bit of
yeah,
backlash, but that ended up going
that
away.
yeah.
Um,
I think you talked to
but
Wonderful
like,
Dog afterwards.
yeah, uh, yeah. So I talked to Wonderful Dog. I cleared things up with him, so we're all good there. Had like a little boxing match. Too.
Would have loved that. Would have been a 6.5 star.
But like there was that, and then there was like the whole situation with Z-Man, how WWN went down, um, and Z-Man had mentioned it like he was not wanting to do this anymore at all, personal reasons, and then all of a sudden that switched into becoming all right. Well, now it's the mob's fault. We got scapegoated in that, and I don't think that's partially untrue that it was not like the mob had no problem in that. It's like it definitely did. Like it definitely had some course in that. It was not his main reason for shutting down, but that's what it became, and that's what kind of snowballed into everything else. Um,
Yeah,
so that stuff like that, public perception, we were like that was something we were bad at, and that's what led into like the go away heat side of things.
yeah,
Um, Overall, though, like there's moments where we didn't do that, and that was great. I think this is still a really great story, but again, it's not perfect. Like that's another reason. That's the main reason right there, because I can
yeah.
explain every other problem we have with the story is coming back to that right there.
All right, we're gonna take a step away from that stuff a little bit. Cause how long are we going on right now?
We've got about 20 minutes or so, probably.
We've gone on 40 minutes.
All right, so we can do a few more questions. Cause we've usually made these videos like an hour long, which is pretty crazy. All right, we're gonna step away from the rec room wrestling stuff because we really teetered around that mob stuff and stuff.
Mhm.
Let's see. All right. What's one thing that you're obsessed with right now, like IRL? Like, first episode we had Vacation Guy. He was talking about he's really into like collecting comics, which is really cool.
I've been really obsessed with like collecting old gaming, like just old games that I used to have. I've been re-adding to my PlayStation collection, so I have my that photo that Jay Biggs took of my setup once had a Switch there, the PS5, the PS2, and the PS3 all set up. Um, I've now added to that. I've got my old childhood Wii U on here. I've got my Wii on another TV.
Shep
There's an
Bandicoot plays
there's an
Splatoon, ladies and gentlemen.
there's a Game Boy and a SNES down here. So I've been going back and collecting all this stuff, kind of just making myself a whole gaming collection of like the past. So my PS4 is somewhere. I got to go find that because I'd have PlayStation 2 through 5 right there. Um, that's pretty much what I've been obsessed with. I've been playing a lot of that. I got a bunch of Wii games over the holidays. So I got my Wii Sports back. I got Brawl, um,
Ladies and gentlemen,
Mario Kart Wii.
Shep Bandicoot will have a IRL stream where we face each other and we bowling.
I tried to record a perfect game recently. That shit, God, I ended up bruising my hand's still bruised actually. I ended up hitting my roof, uh, bowling. I busted up my hand.
Alright, Dustin, you got a question? You got a question?
Nah.
You never have questions. Start making questions for these.
Oh, so I got a question
I'm
for you
gonna
guys
have to go
actually, 'cause
back to paper, Dustin.
I was kind of wondering about this a little bit. So like, obviously I haven't been gone very long. I've been gone like a month. Um, what exactly, like, what would you say has changed in Rec Room Wrestling now for the good versus the bad?
Nothing. Nothing has changed.
Oh, I got something, bro. I got something.
Well, so recently, so since you've stepped away from doing the reviews, a lot of companies recently have hiring match reviewers.
Oh
So now
shit.
a lot of these companies now have started to get other like people. So I think Power's been hired
Yeah.
for a few things to be a match reviewer. I know Know It All has
Z-Man's
been.
one.
Yeah,
Yeah,
Z-Man.
so I think that's the big three right there.
Yeah, there's a lot of companies have been getting match reviewers. There's been
Nice.
some controversy going around with Danny Diamond's decision on trying to start a new WRWC because Danny Diamond had gone through and started a new thing, and what he wanted to do was he wanted to bring back like the minor blacklisted people. So like people who were blacklisted for bad reasons, like not good reasons. So when he went and started
Okay,
this
I was gonna say,
ranking
so
deck,
what reasons there are we talking?
um he wanted to bring back people who like apparently have changed. So like he wanted to bring so when he started the new server, right, immediately 5 minutes through, we have KDA, we have M16 with FNO, Cookie, Eli.
Yeah,
He
everybody was.
wanted to he made a lot of these blacklisted indies think that they were now officially unblacklisted. So there's been a lot of
Hmm.
controversy going over that, but everything seems to have fixed now
Yep.
because they're now realizing, hey, this is still ass. Why are we bringing these guys back? So like, FNO's still gone, Eli's still gone, George is still gone because recently he just stole a bunch of RWP stuff, ROH stuff, and WRW stuff. So he's
Which I
completely
mean,
gone. Yeah,
what you expect when you bring back people who steal
that's the
stuff?
reason
I
why
mean,
he was blacklisted because why that's the reason why we have a fucking blacklist, ladies and gentlemen. No, I
But
gotta
he
stand up for
changed.
this shit. I gotta stand up for this. They have not changed. They are faking it. They have not changed at all. Not changed at all. Never.
also,
You see how
Power and
emotional he
Zero.
got just to sit back down.
Oh yeah, Power and
Power and
Zero have
Zero retired.
retired. Which
Okay.
Power had a really good match for his retirement. I'm sad I didn't get to see Zero's retirement match because I was out camping.
Oh, I think I missed. No, I watched both of them.
Yeah,
I think I was
Power
just
and
not busy that day.
Power and
So,
Mike had a really good match at Broken Skull 4.
and then it was Ruby and Zero,
Ruby and
which
Zero.
is pretty
Yeah.
good. Also, best thing to happen since you've been gone is I'm double champion right now.
Yes. Dustin has won
I
both the
did see that.
CSW World Heavyweight Championship, and then you have now the RWP World Championship,
Undisputed. So this is
which is
CSW champion,
yep.
undisputed champion.
And then Wind has came and he took over the role from Karma. He is now the RWP World Champion.
Yeah, so what happened to Karma? Because I heard something happened there.
Karma's stepped away because of personal reasons. So
Okay,
we're gonna let him have his personal reasons. We're not gonna really dig into that.
gotcha.
Yeah.
Okay, so Wynn's now the world champion there.
Wind is
Okay,
now the
yeah.
world champion. The glitch rule stuff has completely disappeared from RWP. The US title is now back.
Didn't Glitch
Who
leave
won it
for
off
like
glitch?
nobody? I think he just
Nobody.
left and then
He
just came
relinquished the
back the
title
same
and
day.
then came back that he's exclusive now. Um, TNA is back for the third time.
Yeah.
Well, I remember seeing that. I
Yeah,
saw a little bit.
GPW's on break right now, so they're back as well.
Okay.
Yeah, a lot of things going on. ROH Vice City happened yesterday.
No, it's today.
Oh, it's today?
At
ROH
like
Vice City.
5:30, I believe.
I thought it was yesterday. No, it was yesterday.
They delayed it because of the Rumble.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
It's just,
But
I knew about Power because he had actually messaged me for like a go ahead. He was like, "Hey, do you mind if I take?" I was like, "Yeah, dude, I've been gone now. You're go nuts."
yeah. So
So
yeah,
I knew
a
about
lot
that
of
one. I didn't know he retired though. That's
yeah,
interesting.
a lot of the stuff a lot of it has calmed down a little bit, but it's still the same record wrestling that you left.
Yeah, I honestly don't think there'll be like too many changes until like maybe a couple months from now.
Yeah.
But no, it was just interesting to see like the perspective, like is there anything for the better that's happened, or anything for the worse that you would say?
No,
Not really.
not really.
Just
I
to
do
say
gotta
anything.
say to
I think
to anyone who is
uh, as soon as you
to
left RWC, I think they claimed your channel.
oh yeah.
They claimed your text channel.
Yeah, I knew somebody wanted that. I was like, yeah, sure. I'm not
I think
here.
Swapgo took it. I think Swapgo took it.
You wanna know what I'm still mad about, bro?
What?
I had a banger triple threat, but the crowd was terrible. They were throwing roomies everywhere. Shep reviewed it. It was me, Sean Cole, and Danny Diamond. Beautiful match. Crowd was terrible.
Oh, the NGP one.
Oh,
Yeah.
also the RWP. There a lot of companies have now brought tag teams into their
Oh
company.
yeah.
So WRW now has a tag
Thank
division.
God.
TNA now has a tag division. The RWP tag division is still going right now. Chase Chains and Jupiter have returned, so they're bringing Double X back.
Nice.
Which me and Matthew had a match against Double X last week, which was good.
I'll be in the tag division in ROH soon. Can't say
Oh
who
yes,
my tag team partner is yet.
ROH still has their tag division.
I think if there was
Going in there
one
soon.
silver lining for like what the mob story did, like that's one thing that I really pushed for during the story too, was the tag division. So I worked with Danny. I basically said like, hey, let's get some rookies into our tag division. Let's showcase them, and that way, like, because that's how Danny got
Yeah.
discovered to begin with.
Yes.
So I was like, let's just do that. Let's do that and let's build it. So RWP did it first.
Please, companies.
Every other companies had tag team divisions at that point, but like they weren't really going. They just had like maybe a 2-team system. But no, I'm very happy that things are actually working out that way because that's what we hoped for. So that's why I was super happy about that just now. Um, no, I said he's checking his watch over there.
Sorry, I was
Oh
getting
my
messages,
god.
but yeah, well,
Jesus.
I think yeah, my bad. I like this guy is telling me it's fucking main event. Why are you telling me to hurry up?
I think you need to hurry up, bro.
Well, no, that's good to hear.
Yeah, no,
ROH had a really good tag system a couple years ago,
I
so I'm
I
glad
love
that
the
they're.
ROH tag division.
Is there any like notable tag teams right now? Like what's a good tag team
Double
right
X
now?
is going on. Me and Matt have started a tag team, so we're doing something good. I think
Boo.
Brotherhood of Pain
What?
Willie
Who is
VR
that?
and Willie VR and Tiny Time. I've heard some good things about them. BCW has started their tag division, so
Oh, I even showed up there. I told the owner when I wrestled him, I said I'll start showing up, and I forgot. I'll sign up today. I promise.
yeah. But so far, a lot of companies have started to become tag divisions, which is really good. Please start doing tag divisions. It brings up rookies.
Like again, that's literally how Danny came into the position that he was in. He was in the DPCW tag system with Dominic King, and he broke out. Like that's the format of how this should go, and that's the reason why it got brought back the way he started it. So that's
Yeah,
like you get cased, you get more matches, people see you the way you should be seen, you get some stories out of it, and
that's
then poof,
that's how I
you're in
started.
singles competition. There you go.
That's how I
It's
started.
very simple.
I started in the tag team too with
See,
my
Like
IRL
there you go.
friend.
Nutty Buddy, Nutty
Oh yeah,
Buddy, ladies and
we
gentlemen, bring
finna
back
play.
Nutty Buddy, please.
Nutty Buddies gonna play Big Ballers later. We're gonna have a little basketball 1v1 later.
All right. Yeah, no, I started tag division. I started right back in DWF. Uh, which funny thing enough, me and Karma had wrestled alongside each other in DWF. So I've
I
like
don't even know what that
traveled
is.
Divine Wrestling Federation, which was Justin Stone, and it's like, yeah.
I don't know
Before
what that
before
is.
before before it became IWP IPVW or whatever the hell it's called now, biggest blackest in Indy.
HPV,
They have everybody there. They
HPV
have
wrestling.
M16. They got Eli. They got Cookie. They got Mafia Overlord in there, dog. They got Logan
Wow.
Ziggler. Shep Bandicoot, did you give Logan Ziggler all his five stars?
He has five stars from
He
who?
does
Yeah, he has
not. No.
five stars.
Apparently, there's
They
somebody in the Indies doing that.
This is how the okay, he like kind of explained how the indies like rating system works. Basically, the community agrees. It's like, is this a good match or is it not a good match? I don't know. It kind of like loses its
Ooh.
prestige because you could have like a okay match. No, yeah, that's a 5 star right there.
That's fucking
Yeah.
goaded.
So
You
I see
see that?
the good
There
part
were
about that, but
5 no cells. That is a 5-star review right there.
that's just it. Like that's the reason why like a crowd system wouldn't really work too much because like if you have a bunch of dick suckers who are gonna push people the way that they need to be, like let's say Dustin had like a big fan base of people who always tuned out to his matches, right? And the people who
I
are
do.
saying that this is a great match is the Dustin fans. And they're like, Dustin had a really good match here. This is 5 stars. And it's just
They
all the
would
dick
say that if
suckers,
it was
right?
Dustin
Guys,
versus
Then
we're
Dustin gets
starting
a
that
five
next
star
week.
out of it. See how that works? See the problem there?
We're starting that next week. I'm gonna have the worst match of my career, and y'all are all gonna say it's a 5 star.
Yep.
There were 14 5-star matches throughout the whole, like at least my run of it. There's I think there's definitely gonna be more now. Um, but yeah, no, like it was very particular. It had a grading system and all that. Um, and like if
Ship.
things didn't work, even things that I really liked, like Dustin versus Kai, like I really wanted that to be 5. Like even then, I knew I had to be objective based on the grading system that I set.
Shep Bandicoot when you no cell after latency for 0.1 second. 2.5 star right there. 2.5. Piss poor.
Well, you're.
Fucking piss poor.
Hey, I wish you were still here. Will would be the second person to get a 0.5 star match.
I
I
would.
said pint. Wow.
Ladies and gentlemen, I would.
Oh, you
Well,
should have seen him
now you
versus
know if you
Mr.
want to get a
JD, bro.
0-star match, all you have to do is just
What do you
break the
mean me
rules.
versus what do you hold on. What do you mean you should have seen me
You
versus
versus
Mr.
Mr. JD, bro.
Where
They-
at? Which
it
one?
was broken skull, broken skull.
Nah,
This
me and JD
dude-
had a good fucking match at Broken Skull.
No, it was some things that I know Shep would hate, and it was like some things that were just hilarious.
The
Like,
mass fucking
what
staple.
happened, bro? There was
Which-
a table.
which-
There was a table, and they went through the table,
oh.
and they fell through the ground.
That's the rocker. That's the rocker table, I believe. And I go through. So he did a house call. He was doing a honor to Zero. He did a house call through the table, and the table
Danny
takes
went
me
like that.
with it
Finish your
through the
spin.
ground. And I thought I was still up top, so I'm selling it. And JD's like, the table went through the ground. I'm like, fuck. So I fly up a little bit. and I'm like just laying there now.
Dude, I was dying,
I
bro.
think one thing that Shep you would have hated was I had a staple gun, stapled JD from underneath the ring, right? And as I'm
Mhm.
hitting him, I'm stapling, and he's crawling away, and I'm taking the staple, and I'm going bop right on his back as he's crawling away.
That's
It's
not that bad. It's not
It's not a
noticeable.
horrible because I've seen that spot before. It's like
Yeah.
that's a pretty normal hardcore spot, I'd say, in a lot of places.
yeah.
Like the table spot, I probably would have that table spot would have been right from wrestling's fault because it would have like if you glitched to the floor, that would quite literally be the
I'm gonna do
game
a Finn
physics there.
Williams no sell.
Um, did you get closer? The fuck cameraman?
Yeah.
All right, we're gonna do. All
He's
right,
like
we're
walking
gonna
up on me.
do one final question. We did this. We've done this for the past 2 episodes. I think I want to keep this as like a tradition for the last episode. So, Shep Bandicoot, if you had
Mhm.
anything to tell the people, IRL, record wrestling, or anything, what's some sort of advice that you would give the people?
Ooh. I would say, game wise, I would say just don't take this shit too personal. Like this is meant to be like have fun in this.
Just like
Don't take it like a job. Yeah, it's a game. It's every time like there's a question between the game versus real life. Choose real life. I think that should be a given for most people. Um, but like you need to be able to treat others the way you want to be treated as well.
golden
Because
rule,
there's a
right?
lot of people who do a bunch of dickhead shit, and then they don't realize it's like, okay, well, if somebody did that to you, you don't really want that going your way, right? Um, Another very basic concept that people seem to forget. um, I would say like again, you don't have to say everything that comes to your mind either. Um, some things are better left just not saying, better left not acting on for those blacklisted folks. um, no, I would say like enjoy your life outside the game. Like make sure to be talking with people, hang out with everybody. Um, a lot of the time, like some of you guys are like at an age where things are going to change really quickly. Um, you guys just need to be able to focus in on those relationships that you do have, build those out. Um, because like it's going to be years. Like it will fly really quickly. And now all of a sudden you've known this person now for 5 years, and holy shit, I haven't talked to this guy in forever. Like that's how it's going to feel for you as you get older. There's going to be some tough times, really tough times actually, as things change for you. But you'll move on. You just need to learn how to adapt to it. Um, Kind of just giving you a showcase of your next 10 years of life. Uh,
Take it from the old guy, ladies
enjoy
and gentlemen.
everything. Enjoy the little things. Um, and don't let shit get to you. That like that's life's too short for that.
Life is too short. Yep, wonderful words, Mr. Shep Bandicoot. Wonderful words. But, ladies and gentlemen, that is going to wrap up for episode 3 of Out of Kayfabe. Ladies and gentlemen, please tune in and as you see, we have the Alex Frost plushie with the glasses that he gave us at the end of last episode, and Shep Bandicoot. We now have the scoliosis edition of the Shep Bandicoot.
The original Shep Bandicoot
Action.
action figure. It was the only thing I can give, honestly. It was
Yeah,
like, but it's a hell of an object there. So
it is. It is.
yeah,
Don't put it in a jar.
don't take it to a chiropractor either.
Yeah, nope.
Let it stay the way it
And
is.
ladies and gentlemen, also to mention, as we announce at the end of every episode 4, our special guest for episode 4 will be the one and only Local Wave, ladies and gentlemen. Local Wave will be
Nice.
coming on episode 4. But, ladies and gentlemen, that's going to wrap it up here. Episode 3 of Out of Kayfabe is out of the books. Thank you, ladies and gentlemen, for watching, and we will see you in episode 4. Thank you, Shep Bandicoot.